Hello madam, my name is Shamita. Today I am going to present about the introduction. Malaysia practices parliamentary democracy with a constitutional monarchy and His Majesty. The King as the paramount ruler, the federal constitution was legislated with the purpose of setting up the conditions for the system to exist. One of the distinguishing features of the parliamentary democracy is that it allows the separation of the powers into three parts, which are the legislative, judiciary, and the executive. Executive Malaysia is also a country that practices a system of democracy based on the federation system. In accordance with this states of Perlis, Kedah, Penang, Perak, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, Melaka, Johor, Pahang, Terengganu, Kelantan, Sarawak and Sabah have they agreed to the concept of forming Malaysia. Each state elected as surrendered part of its power according to the Malaysia constitutions. Government agencies such as finance, defense, education, foreign affairs and others. The constitution, which is administered by the central government, His Majesty the King of the paramount ruler, the hereditary ruler of the 9 states, and the Council of Malay rulers, His Majesty the King, has the power to safeguard the customs and the traditions of the Malay people and the administrations of the Islamic religion in each state.
Hi, I am Yogani Soren. Today I will talk about the roles of the kings in Malaysia and the functions of the Conference of Rulers. And the purpose of the objective is to form and become a friendly and cultural link between the administrations of the state court and the federal government, especially on matters that are established under the federal constitutions and matters of Islamic religion.
Vision: to be an effective listening organization between the state administration and the central government through a harmonious cultural and proven relationship. Vision: to create a harmonious environment and ensure a smooth administrative relationship in the preservation of the sovereignty of monarchical and non-monarchical states.
The backgrounds of Malay rulers. The history of the Malay rulers can be traced back prior to the Malacca Sultanate during the 15th century. However, most of what is known of the history of the Malay rulers come from the Malay annals, story of the Malay rulers, and account of travelers to the region. This deal primarily with the period beginning from the time of the powerful Malacca Sultanate, which was established the 13th century and became a center for trade, attracting Arab, Indian and Chinese traders, and later attracting the interest of the Portuguese, Dutch and British colonial powers.
Hi, Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. My name is Amira Adlin Arizi binti Effendi. I'm taking in Diploma in Management. Today I want to present about the roles function of the Malay rules. The role function of the Malay rules is the Majlis Praja has the great and dramatic power to dismiss the Yang di-Pertua Agong (YDPA). Through naval exercise, the reasonable power under Article 38 probably exerts a significant pressure on the king to respect the wishes of his brother rules. The mystic of the monarch is best reflected in the united constitute to the Conference of Rulers. This August Assembly dates to July 1897 when it met for the first time in Kuala Kangsar, the citadel of the Sultan of Perak. Under the Federal Constitution, the Conference of Rulers has been invested with several critical constitution functions, including veto power over some constitution amendments, right to consult on some key government appointments, and right to deliberate on national policies, including matters relating to Islam and Malay privilege. Next, I will present the rules function of the conference rules. The rule function of the conference rules is not only grand but unique, as it the only institution that exists in the world today. As the state gained independence, the establishment of the Council of Rulers was in accordance with Article 38 of the Federal Constitution. Its function and duties in accordance with the 5th of the Federal Constitution are to elect the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the Federation in accordance with the provision of approval or disapproval. So, approving of disapproving any law and making or advising on any appointment pursuant to the Constitution requires the consent of the Conference of the Rulers. Appoint members of the Special Court under Clause under 1, pardon, delay and extend the law or remedy, suspend or mitigate penalties under Clause 12. Of Article 12, the Conference of Rulers shall be consulted before any change is made to the policy affecting administrative action under Article 153. So on the special position of the Malays, the Bumiputra, and the limited interests of other communities. Thank you.
Now I'm going to explain about the role of Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Yang di-Pertuan Agong serves as head of state, head of Islamic religion, and supreme commander of the armed forces, but is required by law to act in accordance with the advice of the cabinet or the minister. Acting under the general authority of the cabinet, Legal Research Board, Yang di-Pertuan Agong has the authority to exercise this discretion in relation to the appointment of a prime minister, withholding of consent to a request of the dissolution of parliament, to recognitions of a meeting of the Conference of Rulers consent solely with the privileged positions, honors, and the dignities of their Royal Highnesses, and any action at such a meeting and in any other case mentioned in the Constitution. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong's role is that of a constitutional monarch. The Federal Constitutions of Malaysia and Acts of Parliament made in accordance with it define the extent of its powers as the head of state. These are divided into the two categories: power exercised on the advice on the cabinet or a minister acting under the general authority of the cabinet, the conference of the ruler or another officer or institution, and discretionary powers.
The conclusion is the existence of the constitution monarchy in Malaysia is closely related in line development of the Malay civilization. All communities in Malaysia accept the existence of the constitution monarchy as a traditional in the Malaysian political system and are articulated clearly in the constitution. Thus, the kings need to scratch their perception that their subjects are only their slaves, while the people need to have a rational view of the kings as set in the constitution. Hence, the constitution monarchy will be valued more in the present and becomes more significant in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.